Last thing on the plate for today, UFC, me and you, we talk about this at least once every couple of weeks. Nate Diaz, I don't know if you saw this, he reposted your post
Yeah,
this week. So shout out to Nate Diaz. Obviously, he's a
that,
fan of
that, that means Nate, he don't want to fight me. Thank goodness.
uh,
We're tight. We're tight. That's my homie.
209 Stockton. That's their mantra, right? Stockton, California is like 209. Been up there. It's a rough area. I don't think you want to go to a Popeyes out there alone.
Not unless I got Nate with me.
Then you're good. You're good to go.
Yeah.
But major lightweight championship, Islam Makhachev became two-time champion. He was formerly champion in lightweight. Now he moved up to welterweight, beats Jack Della Maddalena, JDM. And he was dominant throughout. I watched the entire fight, just mauled him. He comes from Khabib's camp, and Khabib's father was his first trainer. The Dagestani, they have this wrestling that just brutal. So, what are your thoughts on Islam's reign as welterweight champion?
Well, much like Khabib, they just maul you to death. I mean, it's like they just enter into your territory without, and you can't do anything about it. I mean, they just maul you to death. And that Islam, I mean, it's like much like Khabib. I mean, not that they're not technicians. They just, after a while, it would seem to me like Islam is 200 pounds heavier than his opponent. That's the way it seems when they fight. It's just like there's nothing you can do, but just take it. And I mean, it's frightening for all the other fighters because they seem invincible to me. Khabib and Islam.
Dan Henderson told me, and it's in his book, that if he never went to Russia, he would have never made the Olympics in the United States. He said those guys, me training out there, pushed me to get into the Olympics because the level of wrestling was so much higher. And when you train with these guys, and when I train jujitsu, I'll have a guy that's 140 and I'm like 215. And if he's really good, it feels like you're being suffocated. Whereas if you have a 300-pound guy that doesn't know what he's doing, I mean, then you can get out of it. But exactly what you said, it feels like you're being suffocated to death.
Yeah, and you can't do anything about it. That's what's frightening. But hats off to Islam. It was a heck of a fight.
There was two other welterweight fights, and just as a side note, Leon Edwards, former champion, got put to sleep by Carlos Prates. I think that's the end of an era for Leon, who was former welterweight champion. And then Michael Morales. You have these guys that are unknown, beats TKO Sean Brady. And I think with the UFC, in the past, they had these big stars, right? You have a John Jones, Randy Couture. We go back to those days, George St. Pierre. And they're trying to find that next star. And there might be some coming to the fold. Also, Valentina Shevchenko kept her title as well. There's a White House UFC coming 2026, Brett. Trump said he's going to put it on there. Do you think you're going to see yourself there to watch this historic UFC at the White House?
I'll be honest with you, that would be pretty cool, but I would much rather watch it from the privacy of my living room. That way I can get up, go back, sit down, take a break, whatever, without any distractions. And I'm kind of the same way when it comes to football. People are like, oh, it'd be so cool to be there. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I'd kind of like it, my recliner. I mean, say the fight or the game or whatever is not going the way you'd like, turn it to something else or get up and walk outside. You can't do that when you're at a venue.
Well, people don't realize, especially at the fight, even if you're cage side, I'll be 3 rows back. I still got to watch the TV screen and then you don't hear anything. So you're commentating to yourself. Joe Rogan, DC, they're not talking. You're just having to think. If you don't know what's going on, then you're just there. So like you said, the privacy can be the best place sometimes.